And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is going to be a first impressions video, much like an in-depth character review, but because I do not have all of the gearing stats and I have not modded this character, and this is a developer build, I am calling it a first impressions video. It's going to be much faster than a traditional in-depth character review, and I know a lot of people like that they're faster. For this purpose of this video, he is 7-star, max gear, level 85, and of course all his attacks and abilities are maxed out. He does not have any mods on, and that will help him for sure. His base power is around 8100, and he is a rebel attacker, and he is the character of the month. So he's an agility character, and that's because he's an attacker, and so he deals, that affects his physical damage and his physical critical rate. His health and protection are about 34,000. With mods, you can get that over 40,000 pretty easily. So for an attacker, pretty good, pretty average as far as health and protection go. His speed is middle ground. It's not lightning fast, but it's not bad at all. 145 is excellent for an attacker to start. And then of course you can mod and give him additional speed if you really want to trick him out. So 145 is a great starting point. His base potency and tenacity are both at around a third, which is not bad, 35 and 33%. And of course you can always mod him to change that. His health steal is average. He's going to gain 10% of all damage he deals. That is excellent. And his physical damage, now this is where it leaves something to be desired. His critical chance is about a third, which is okay, but his armor penetration is very low for an attacker, so don't expect his damage to get through tanks as well as other attackers can. And his physical damage is barely 2200, if that. It's about 2178. So he's not doing a ton of damage, but he's more of a specialist attacker, and we'll go over that in a little bit. His armor rating for a attacker is between 20 to 25, so that's about average. It's at 2469, and the rest is nothing to write home about. So let's go ahead and go through his abilities, and then we'll test drive Bistan. Blast him. And by the way, did you notice that like a lot of these new characters have 5 abilities? Malbus has 5 abilities, and Charut has 5 abilities. Well, Bistan has 4, and that's still a lot. I mean, I remember when a lot of characters had 2 or 3, and so still a pretty complicated toolkit that he's got. You can see on the bottom left his ship that he flies, and you can just click on the ship's picture and it takes him right here. And of course, to fly this ship, you've got to have him and the Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, both of which everybody that plays the game will have unlocked. So this U-Wing will be a very popular ship in the game. Now, if you want to know more about the U-Wing, you need to watch my video I have specifically on the ships, because we go over that. Now, let's go over Blast him. Blast him is his basic. It'll deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict damage over time for 3 turns. So more than likely, he's going to deal that damage over time for 3 turns. Frenzy is a brand new ability. It's a general effect that has been added into the game. You're going to see this a lot more moving forward with other characters. Bistan gains Frenzy for 4 turns, and all other allies gain turn meter, 20% turn meter. Now, they define Frenzy below, so you can see this. It says, whenever another ally uses a special ability, we're talking about the abilities that are actually tagged as special, and a lot of characters now have 2 special abilities. So whenever they use a special ability, this unit gets 100% turn meter. So he gets to go again. That's what that means. He gets to go again. So anytime they use a special ability, he gets to go again. So Frenzy is really, really cool, and he gets Frenzy for 4 turns. So that's pretty awesome. He's going to be in the game for a while. So Gunner Tactics is a special as well. It says deal physical damage to a target enemy and remove turn meter equal to his potency. Now, let's go back and look at his potency. Not so good, right? It's only 35%, which is about average. Well, you gotta have to boost it up if you want the Gunner Tactics to take away more potency. And then the last is called Amped Up. It's his unique. Bistan's gonna gain 10% potency for each rebel ally and each debuffed enemy. Now, in theory, you're gonna have for the rebel allies. So, you know, if you play an all rebel ally team and you are in a team that's debuffing, you could potentially add, you know, 40 to 80 to 100% potency. So he's really going to amp himself up through his team and the team across the way that you're debuffing. So pretty awesome with that. Now, Bistan is the unlocked character of the month, so everybody's going to end up having him, and then from there on, I don't know where we're going to farm him, but let's go ahead and test drive him and show you what he's all about. Let's go ahead and go into the Rebels. We'll go into the battle and we'll show you. I do have Chirrut and Malbus to show off here as well, and then I've got him in the bottom left, so you can check out what he's all about as well. So the 3 new characters, I've done these first impressions videos. They're very similar and they do this similar type test drive, but again, each time we're going to kind of focus on another character so we can see what that ability of that character is. Alrighty. First 2 levels are pretty easy. 19,000 because of all the buffs. So let's just do his basic. And he hit for about almost 6,000, 5,800. You know, that's 5,800 is really good for a basic attack. Not bad. Now, he is an attacker. So, I mean, when you compare him to someone like Ray, 5,800 doesn't seem so wonderful. So let's see if we can get him to hit harder with his other abilities. And of course, these kits on these characters are getting more and more complicated, and so you've got to kind of remember how to play these characters. So let's look at the next one. This is Frenzy. We're going to keep this till the next round. And let's see what this next one is. It deals physical damage to the target enemy and removes turn meter equal to his potency. So his potency is about 1/3 plus the debuffed enemies and his rebel allies. So he's going to have about 50% potency. So this should take away pretty much all of the rebel pilot's turn meter. And he dodged. Wow, that's exactly what happens when I'm trying to showcase something. So we'll have to try that over again. And 11,000, that was not bad. All right, let's do his basic and get to the next round. So rounds 3, 4, and 5 really help showcase their abilities a little bit more. And they do randomize who you go against, that is for sure. And she gets so much turn meter that she's just going. All right, let's give Frenzy, and let's just use a basic. All right, so he shoots 5,300. Again, for Bistan, I'm not overly impressed with his attack, his basic anyway, but his special attack actually is pretty powerful, and that was over 20,000. Let's see how much we get for his special attack right here, this Gunner Tactics. It's, in theory, the second most powerful special attack in the entire game. So let's see if we can get an excellent number out of this attack. And it didn't even show us. That sucks. I wanted to see what the damage was. Right? I can't believe they didn't show that. Let's do an AoE for Malbus, showcase that. Pretty cool. That was a lot of damage, surprisingly, on an AoE. So yeah, very interesting. And so far, so good. The team's faring very well. So his basic, and he'll be ready to go for the last battle with his abilities. And it's going to be good because it's against Emperor Palpatine and a couple of Royal Guards. All right, so let's just work our way down the line. And 5,800 for a basic. Again, both of their basics leave something to be desired, but they've got very complicated kits, and their basics are not what they're known for. You know, another 5,100. And surprisingly, nobody got stunned, and I do not have tenacity up, so that's pretty crazy. So I will do tenacity up. All right, and let's go to the last Royal Guard and do his special attack. So that was almost 11,000. That's decent for an attack. And for some of the other abilities that he brings into play, I would say that that's cool. But still, you know, I'm personally not seeing quite yet the synergy or the benefit from Frenzy quite yet. So I'd probably need a little more game time with him to really see. I mean, that you can see, it's 20,000. That is consistent, and that's really great. And of course, you know, your characters are buffed up. So to eliminate that, you'd really want to have like a B2, someone to take away the buffs of the other team. But let's go ahead and give him Frenzy, why not? And he probably won't get to go again on this. So, you know, I really want to know what your thoughts are. I know that these playouts are obviously going to be just over some baseline characters. And, you know, there's a 5,700 on his basic. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of Bistan? Do you think he's worth it? We're all getting him. You know, his toolkit's interesting. I think it will take some time to really game plan and figure out exactly where he fits in best and how to utilize him. So leave your comments down below. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.